The Derry Central line. This is a line that ran into Mahara Felt from the north. It came in from the Derry to Belfast line. Branched off the Derry to Belfast line roughly halfway between Coleraine and Ballymoney here at a place called Macfin. There's Macfin. There was a station here. It didn't last very long, this line. It opened in 1880 and closed in 1950. Macfin station closed to passengers in 1954, and it was about here. If we take a look at the satellite, there is the line branching off towards Mahara Felt. There is the main Derry to Belfast line, still open, still operational. Barely, some would say. Macfin station was about here, just before the junction, roughly where that house is. I don't think, obviously that house is not the original station building, but it's very close to where it was though. That's how it looked originally. So I think that house is nearly exactly where that station building was. That's the line branching off to the right to Mahara Felt. That's the existing line still operational. Double track, which is interesting. So this is where the line would have passed underneath. There was a bridge here. Yeah, the trains would have passed underneath here towards Mahara Felt. So they actually had grade separation at this point, which is more than can be said for the present day, actually. They still have a level crossing. You'd think they would have had grade separation in here by now. And half barriers, what's up with that? I don't know. Some things don't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, so yeah. Let's follow the line then. Let's see where it takes us then. It crosses over the Ban here. There was a bridge over the Ban here. It was quite a significant structure, apparently. It's probably the only major feature on this line. And the line, it's one of these lines that kind of disappears and reappears as you go through the fields again. Curragh Bridge Halt is the next station we're looking for here. Curragh Road. And it would be about here, I believe. Not a whole lot left of it. You know, there's yeah, it would have been in behind these houses here where the station was. Again, not much evidence of a railway ever having crossed over here. I believe the station was behind these trees, basically. So, gotta use your imagination there. Now, if you look at the historic map viewer, it gives you a clearer picture. So I'll let you look at the historic map viewer. I'll give you links to all of this stuff in the description. So let's press on. Let's keep following the railway as best we can. You know, there's I had a look at this earlier and I couldn't really see much visible evidence of the railway crossing over most of these roads here. It really has been obliterated. I see a post there. I wonder if that was part of the level crossing. And I'm losing it here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I think Ahadowie might be the next station. Moneybrannan Road. There's Ahadowie station. This is now a private residence. Formerly it was a doctor's surgery. So it was a station, then a doctor's surgery, and now a private residence. Really says something about the flexibility of these 19th century buildings. They're very adaptable and reusable in a way that modern buildings are not. So that was Ahadowie station. Ballygolly Road. There may be some bridge abutments still visible here. Is this Ballygolly Road? Yeah, there's the bridge abutments. These are the only bridge abutments I could find on this line. The embankment's still visible here. So the next station here would be Moneycarry Halt. Let's look out for Killykergan Road. And look how it vanishes into the fields here. I'm going to have to zoom out. Crossed over Killykergan Road, I think, was it about here? I'm going to have to cheat here. I'm going to have to look at my rail map viewer. Yeah, it would have been around here. But there's really not a whole lot to see here. There's nothing much left of it, but we'll take a look anyway. This is roughly where the station was, probably in behind these trees. There's the remains of a station are buried somewhere down there. You're welcome to get into railway archaeology and dig through if you want. Next station then will be Garva, and I think the line tracked the side of the road here. Yeah. We're now heading down into Garva. The line made a bit of a turn to the left, to the east, and Garva station was at Carraway Road. I think parts of this station are still intact. That shed there, which is used for something now, is that industrial or agricultural? I'm not sure what, but I believe that was the goods shed. That's part of the old station. And it's very hard to see from this view how much is left of the station. It's hidden behind these hedges here. Again, Northern Ireland, people and their predilection for building big hedges and hiding behind them. I wonder sometimes. Let's press on. And is this the line here? I believe it is. Bridge here at Mavennis Hill, I think. Yeah, there's a bridge, still intact. I think you might still be able to walk underneath this one. There's a bit of railway infrastructure already in place for you. And then, yeah, across, this is where it tracks really close to the road here. I think there's another bridge still intact. You can walk under this one too. Looks like farmers are still using this one for field access. At least the bridges are being used for something. And this is where the road, this bit of road here I believe was built on top of the tracks. Yeah, when you're driving on this road here, you're driving on the old railway, I think. The world's narrowest footpath. And the road here, oops, zooming in too close there. The original road actually went around here. That I think is now a private entrance. But yeah, that used to be the actual road. You can see traces of the old road here in the field as well. Detoured around here, but then they closed, when they were closed the railway, they just built the road on top of the railway and closed off this part. So we got to look for somewhere where the, I think this is the line appearing again here. Yep. Crosses over here. I don't think there's any visible evidence of the railway here. No. Trains would have crossed over here. A bit of a difference in height there. I wonder if there was a bridge here. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about that. Black Rock Road. I think there might be another bridge abutment here. Yeah, just about left. Yep. On one side of the road and not much on the other side. Alright, let's head on into Kilrea then. The railway is highly visible on the landscape here at this point. Kilrea Station then. Where was Kilrea Station? Let's take a look. It really zigzags through the country, this line. Kilrea Station was on the other side of this road here. So Kilrea Station would have been in here on the right. So the trains would have crossed over somewhere. Yeah, the station was in behind here. And do I have a picture of Kilrea Station? Got a picture of Garva Station there. Not a great picture. Sorry about that. And there's Macfin Station. Yeah, if I send you over to this website here, this is One Irish Rover. They've got an article here about the old Derry Central Railway. So there's what Kilrea Station looked like back in the day. Quite a substantial station actually, and probably mostly for goods, movement of goods. So the railway then, I think, came out through here. No, it went south. It went this way. There it is. Yeah, so these hedges are tracing the outline of the railway. There it is. South we go, towards Tamla Halt. Tamla Halt is our next station. Look how clear that is. Look how visible it is on the landscape. Disappears through these fields, reappears where? About here, Tamla Station. This is where it was. Okay. Yeah, Tamla Halt was in behind here, behind this house, I think. But, yeah, not a whole lot left of it. So the trains would have crossed over Tamla Road at this point, somewhere about here. Yeah, it was set back off the road behind where that house is. Let's keep on going. And again, I have to zoom out to see where we're going. It's so faint sometimes. What road is this? Drum Cannon Road. And it vanishes again. Gotta zoom back out. Okay, where is our railway? Let's go back to the rail map viewer. Past Drennan Transport. Now we're heading towards Upperlands. That's our next station, is Upperland. There it is. I see it now. Okay, cool little feature here. There it is, crossing Keeper's Cottage. That laneway is the old railway. Fantastic. Garvel Road, there may be a bridge here. I think there would have been a bridge here at some point. There's a bridge here now. I'm not quite sure if that's the railway underneath or something else. And then we come into Upperlands. So the station then in Upperlands, it's now a bit of a boring business park. This would have been where the station was. I think this clock is aimed to be some sort of lame tribute to the railway history of the area. But yeah, the station would have been in around here. Upperlands is quite interesting because there was a branch that went off here up into... Do I have an aerial photograph? Yeah, so the station would have been here, and this is the line that we just came down from Macfin, from Kilrea, and that branch went up to a linen mill, up to what's called a beetling mill, and I had to look this up. Beetling is a process in the manufacturing of linen. It's a textile finishing method where you hit the stuff with hammers and it gives it a very flat, luminous effect. And it's a process that went out of fashion. It was replaced by another process called calendering, which is where instead of hitting the linen with hammers, you put it under rollers. It has the same effect. The only difference is beetling is more long-lasting. It keeps the effect in the linen for the full life of the garment, of the product. Beetling is, there's only one place in the world where they still do beetling, and it is literally right here in Upperlands. Let me zoom out on the Ordnance Survey here and get us to Upperlands. Garva, Kilray. Okay, it's not going to fill in for me. Sometimes this map viewer doesn't fill in for me. But the branch line would have gone up here. So you can still see traces of it. William Clark and Son, there's the Beetling Mill. And some of the buildings up here would be very old industrial buildings, and I hope something is being done to preserve what's left of them. When that sort of thing's gone, it's gone forever. You never get it back. So some really old industrial buildings in there. So your old branch, I think some of them might be visible from here actually. Yeah, there's one of them. Look at the state of that. How old must this thing be? Ancient building, trees growing out of it. Come on guys, what are we doing? Gotta preserve this stuff. Yeah, so that was Upperlands. That was Upperlands Station. This must have been quite a busy little place then. The railway, I think, would have passed underneath here. That looks like a bridge that has been filled in underneath. And on we go. What's next? Next station is Mahara. Highly visible railway here. Oops. There's a bridge. I think you can still go underneath that one. If this railway gets reopened, the people living here are going to be in for a surprise. That's okay. I'm sure they can build a wall or something to keep the noise out. Okay, are we coming into Mahara now? I think we are. Trains would have crossed over here. This road has changed quite a bit since the line was closed. And this is where you start to see some short-sighted development policies here of private homes being built on the path of an old railway. The old station is, I think it might still be visible in here, still intact. It's in behind there. Where can we get a good view of it? From about here, I think. Just about see in there. I think the old station building is still there. Yeah, there it is. Notice the similarity in these buildings too. They recycled the same design over a lot of these Great Northern Railway stations. They're all very similar, which is no bad thing because it was a very nice style. Okay, so the line came through here, and again more houses have been built on top of it. Crossed over here, and out into the country we go again. So a lot of houses built on top of this. This makes it really challenging to get this line reopened again through the middle of Mahara. Not sure if we could, not sure if it's possible to use the exact same traditional route through Mahara there, so to speak. Have I lost it completely here? I'm going to zoom out a bit. Where did the railway go? Okay, let me consult my tool. Glenshane Road. Okay, so it runs along with Glenshane Road. Yeah, so the railway joins with Glenshane Road. Some of Glenshane Road was built on top of the railway. There you go. And then it goes south at Knocklochram. So where was Knocklochram Station? Was it here? I think it might have been about here. There it is. There it is, the station house, right there. So that would have been part of the old station. Not sure exactly which part. Nice to see it's still intact. Someone has made modifications to it. Okay, that's definitely original to the station. This. What were they thinking? I mean, how bad could the condition of the old station building have been that you had to do this to it? I don't know. At least the building's still intact anyway. It's another use for it. Better than demolishing it completely. And the next station will be Mahara Felt. Final stop. Not a whole lot to see on the way into Magherafelt here. Rosgarin Bridge, that's worth a look, I think. Yeah, there's a bridge there, still intact. Nice big humpback bridge. You can just picture the trains coming through underneath here. And into Magherafelt we go. The line from Draperstown comes in here, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Joins with the line coming in from the south from Cookstown, from Dungannon, Cookstown, and then into Magherafelt we go. Trains would have crossed over here. Not much evidence of it ever having happened, but yeah, that's where they used to go. And we come into the station road, always a good clue. And there is the station, Magherafelt Station. There's your station building. I'm glad to see it's still intact. It's in reasonable good condition. I just wish, I wish it was treated with a bit more respect than this. But at least it's still in use, it's still active, and it's not falling into dereliction, so I'll take it. So that's Magherafelt Station, designed by Charles Lanyon, which is quite interesting. There's a photo of Knocklochram Station there, by the way. Yeah, so Charles Lanyon, quite an interesting character. He designed a lot of these railway stations, which probably explains a lot of the similarity of a lot of them. This is a bit of an Isambard Kingdom Brunel type character. He made a lasting impression on the place. Designed Crumlin Road Jail, Crumlin Road Courthouse that used to appear on the TV, seen around 6, remember? Queen's University Belfast, the main building, beautiful big red brick building, he designed that one. The Randalstown Viaduct, the Antrim Coast Road, the Linen Hall Library, Belfast Castle, the Palm House at Belfast Botanic Gardens, Stranmillis House, and so on. What a legacy. Totally deserves to have a train station named after him. And as for this line then, the Derry Central line, could we get this line reopened then? Yeah, I'd say we probably could, and we probably should. May not be very high on the list of lines to reopen, but I think there is a business case for reopening it. If you want to think of Magherafelt as part of the commuter belt into Derry, the line would take a bit of a circuitous route into Derry if you're going to go up via Coleraine and back down into the city again, but you never know, it might be competitive with driving times in some of these back roads. Would definitely be useful for getting up to Coleraine and the ports here, Stewart and Portrush. So I think it's it might be a little bit far down the list of lines to reopen, but I think it deserves to be on the list of lines to reopen, at least somewhere on the list anyway, especially if we're going to plug the gaping hole in the railway network in the northwest of the island. So that's the Derry Central line.